Well, Prime Minister Liz Truss knows that she needs to tackle the UK's energy crisis as her very first priority. Household fuel bills are soaring, given that rising Ofgem energy price cap. And UK businesses benefit from no price cap protection whatsoever. So they're facing even sharper price spikes, which could spark multiple bankruptcies. Energy campaigners, they're angry that this 7-week Tory leadership contest has been so prolonged, delaying the formation of a new government and a new energy support package.
The dereliction of duty, to have sat on your hands and to watch this come kind of crushing towards us. I think, look, the urgent issue is to provide immediate support to people on the lowest income. That could be doubling the package that we had in May from then Chancellor Sunak to match the new reality. It could be even more than that. I think that's a no-brainer. They have to do it. Whether they go for price freezes and intervene directly between the costs in the system of the energy market and the retail, well, maybe they'll have no choice about that.
Last autumn, the Ofgem energy regulator capped the energy bills for a typical family at £1,277. That cap rose sharply to almost £2,000 in April this year as wholesale gas prices soared, with gas used to generate electricity, of course. And we've recently learned that from October, household bills are set to rise above £3,500 a year. That's eye-watering, almost a threefold rise in less than 12 months. As well as households, the new government needs to consider the impact of this energy price crisis on firms. Across Britain, all kinds of companies, from pubs, shops and restaurants to steel makers and manufacturers, they're seeing their energy bills spiral, even more than households. That's because that Ofgem energy price cap doesn't apply to firms, tens of thousands of which across the country are now at risk of bankruptcy. On the Money spoke to the boss of one Sheffield-based manufacturer.
I would like something like an energy price cap, to be honest with you, Liam, because obviously that would be the benefit, the best thing for us right now, because you may or may not be aware that our gas and utility price is roughly about £500,000 per annum right now. But the latest contract I'm trying to negotiate for the next 2 years is £2 million per annum. So you can imagine that £1.5 million extra cost is rather a large burden to bear.
So what is this new government energy support package to be unveiled tomorrow going to look like? Now, Rishi Sunak, when he was Chancellor, he announced a £400 grant to help all households. On top of that, more vulnerable families, those on certain benefits, they're due to receive an additional £650 a year. But these policies were set when wholesale prices were much lower. So it now looks like we need even bolder measures. Truss and her team are now expected to freeze energy prices for 2 years at April 2022 levels. That's just under £2,000 a year for the typical household, scrapping that recently announced October Ofgem price cap altogether in a bid to ease the burden on households. And that's likely to cost the government around £100 billion. That's more than furlough. At a stroke, it doubles government borrowing this year. The reality is that this huge bill could soar even more. As the war in Ukraine drags on, those wholesale energy prices, they remain high and extremely volatile, not least with Russia restricting supplies of gas to Western Europe. One reason this energy support package is so expensive is that ministers have now indicated there will be assistance announced tomorrow for businesses as well as households. To me, that makes total sense, because if countless businesses fold, we could have a jobs crisis too. But the cost that Liz Truss is going to announce tomorrow is going to be sky high, and there's concern financial markets could rebel as the government tries to borrow much more. So this energy package is risky. Can the UK afford to do it? Or can we afford not to?